Hello everyone and welcome to the first ever video on my YouTube channel. It is the fitness channel. It is your boy MJ, and today we're going to be going through an overview of MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal is an app that is typically used to log in your nutrition and sometimes your workouts, as well as log in your food. It is very useful for people who want to be able to track their food for either a weight gain or a weight loss. So it is really good for any type of diet, including intermittent fasting and keto as well. So today we'll be going through an overview on how to use it. This video is going to be very useful for beginners, people who didn't even know this app existed, or people who just want to be able to know how to use it. And for those of you who do have experience, maybe you will learn a couple of hacks here and there on how to use it. Me, myself, I've been using this app for about 5 years, and even through these 5 years that I've been using it, they've created a lot of apps to sort of replicate what MyFitnessPal does, but I still haven't found an app that has beaten it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So we're going to take a deep dive into the app today. We're going to help you set up your profile, your goal setting, your calorie intake, setting up your micronutrients, the proper percentage of proteins, fats, and carbs, how to log in your food, as well as all the different ways you can do it in the app, and how to create a recipe and how to create a meal, and to be able to simply just copy and paste those meals throughout the day so you don't have to keep logging in every single ingredient for every single meal that you do. Again, guys, this video is for beginners, so we will be taking our time to properly explain to you how to use the app. So if you want, feel free to skip through certain sections of this video if you already know how to do certain things and you're just looking for specific information for certain parts of the app. Okay, so we've opened up MyFitnessPal here, and the first thing you're going to want to do when you get onto the app is create your login info, set up your password, and create everything you need to do to be able to log in. Okay. Once you have logged in, this should be what first opens up. Okay. Is this summary of what you've done in the day. Now, of course, before I show you all of this, the most important part is to be able to create our goals and log in what we currently weigh physically, our current height, and everything like that. So we're going to go to the bottom right corner of the app, and we're going to select the more option. Okay, this is where now you're going to be able to see your username, see your current progress, how many days in a row you've logged in, things like that. All right, now in the my profile section, this is where you're going to be able to change your stuff and change your info and everything like that. If you go into the edit profile part, I'm not going to show you any of that, but I'll let you guys explore that part, and then you could resume the video once you are done that. Now for the intermittent fasting, this is a premium feature, so I'm not going to show you guys that. Now, little heads up, every time that you do click on the intermittent fasting section, your app will most likely freeze unless you have the premium. So I'm going to go ahead and close that and reopen the MyFitnessPal. All right, there we go. Go back here. Okay, so I am using the free version. So everything I'm showing you is available through the free version of the app. Okay, back to the more section. You can log in your sleep right here. I don't wear a watch when I sleep, which is why it doesn't know when I actually do sleep and when I don't. So for me, it's kind of useless. But for those of you who do wear your Apple Watches or wear any sort of device really that tracks your sleep, this is a really good feature in the app for you. Then you could also go to recipe discovery. Now, recipe discovery is actually probably one of my favorite features. Let's say you're in a predicament where you don't know what you want to eat, or you're new to meal prepping and you don't really know what to cook or what's easy to make, or you don't know certain macros for certain things. Well, if you go to the recipe discovery, every single person that has decided from the grace of God to share their recipes on this app are all in this section here for you. So these are people that use the app regularly, have entered their recipes, taken really nice pictures of their dishes, obviously. So let's say I want to choose one of them, and I want to go here into the immune support, and I want to do the smoky steak tacos with radish salsa. First of all, that looks really delicious, but let's go ahead and choose it. Well, we have the macros right here. So this is per serving. It has 348 calories, 28.3 grams of carbs, 14.6 grams of fat, and 28.3 grams of protein. Okay, so that's for one serving. Typically, they're saying for these amount of ingredients, which are right here at the bottom, as well as the directions, it says that this serves 4 people. Okay, so for one person, one serving, this would be the macros for that for this recipe. Okay, now this is where you can get all of your recipes. I'll let you guys explore this through the app. Again, it goes on forever. Doesn't seem to end. You even have a meal prepping section, so that's really cool. So really useful stuff right here. Okay. Then, if we go down, we have the workout routines. I don't use this personally, but the workout routines is where you're able to build a routine, build your workouts, put them in here, and then you could actually add them to your day to say that you've burnt a certain amount of calories, which is really nice. I typically like to put my workouts on an Excel sheet or on a Google Doc or any form of way that works for you to be able to log in your workouts. Do it, right? That's just me personally. That's what I like to do. Now, the next thing, this is where we get to the most important section of this whole thing, which is the goal setting. Okay. So let's say we are starting today. Okay. So I'm actually going to change this date to today's date. So today we are December 5th, 2025, right? Boom. And my current weight right now is 193. So good. We're at 193. Perfect. Now my goal weight would actually be to go down to around 175 pounds. Okay. Perfect. Now, what I would recommend for people who are trying to lose weight and are new to losing weight is to start small and then slowly increase the amount of calories you want to burn every single day, okay, or every single week. All right. So for me, I'm at 1.5 pounds per week. That's where I'm able to eat enough to where I'm enjoying my food, but also I want to see progress fast. So that allows me to do that. All right. But for someone new, I would say lose 0.5 pounds per week right there. Now, activity level, I'm going to be honest with myself. Okay. I play basketball twice a week. I work out 6 times a week. I work for a moving company where I am constantly hitting 10,000 to 15,000 steps a day. And on top of that, I coach baseball. So I'm moving a lot. All right. I'm moving, working out a lot, burning tons of calories every single day. So I'm going to do very active. Okay. And now we're going to do a check mark on that. Once that is set up, now we can go to the bottom section in nutrition goals. The two sections that have a crown next to them, that is for the premium, so you're not going to select those. We don't really need those anyways. We only need that top section, which is the calorie, carbs, and protein and fat goals. Okay, we're going to go there. Now, all of these numbers that you see here were based off of your goals that you set up top. Okay, so we're going to go here in your carbs. So once you actually select one of them, then it opens up this where you're able to manually select how many of each micronutrient you want to have. Okay. Now, carbs, for whatever reason, is always set a bit too high on this app. So we're going to go ahead and bring it down. And for protein, you want to at least have 1 gram per pound of body fat that you have, or not body fat, of just of weight that you weigh. So if I weigh 193 pounds, I want to at least have 193 grams of protein. And since I am cutting, I like to eat a bit more grams of protein than required. Okay, so if I go to 25%, boom, it's at 217 grams. That's perfect for me. And we can go ahead and increase our carbs up by 5%. So now we've completed and updated our micronutrients that we need to be eating. There we go. Just need a bit of time. Now it has updated. Now those calories do seem a bit high, but considering the amount of calories that I burn a day, that could make sense. And if I want, I can manually change it to 3,000 if I really wanted to. All right. And then now I do need to increase my protein intake just by doing that. And now my protein's at 225 grams and carbs is now down to 300 grams. And everything is all dandy there. And then the rest you don't really need to know. So the rest is perfect. So our goal is set. In progress is where you're able to track your progress. It also counts the amount of steps that you've done um, since you started on the app. So for me, there's a lot of days. Obviously, there's some days where I don't hit a lot of steps, and there's some days where I hit 27,000 steps, right? So it really depends on the day. So once we go down, then you have my weekly report, nutrition, my meals, recipes and foods, reminders, apps and devices, steps, community, learn, friends, messages. So you can message each other on this app as well. Through apps and devices is where you're able to connect your Apple Watch, your Garmin, your Fitbit, your Strava, Runkeeper, and all the other running apps that you may use. And you can see there's a lot of other options here as well that you're able to connect. So there's a whole variety of apps that you could use on this app, that you could connect to this app. I'll let you guys explore that. Hopefully you guys have a device that does connect to this app, because it makes things a lot easier for you. Now, we've seen everything we need to see in the more section. So now we're going to head on over to the diary section, which is on the left side next to the plus that is in the middle. Boom, diary. All right, so this is our day. Okay, so far we've eaten nothing. We're early in the morning, so I haven't eaten anything today. All right, but we're going to eat something now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and have a sandwich for breakfast. So we have our ham and we have our white bread. How are we going to log in this food? Very simple. I'm going to show you. In the breakfast section, because this is what we're going to have for breakfast, we're going to click that little button that says add food. Okay, so click on the add food. Boom. Now, in this section, it is able to remember all the past foods that you've eaten in the past. So I've been using this app for a long time, so obviously there's a lot of things that are in here. I don't know how far back it goes, but as you can see, it does go far back quite a bit. Okay, now there's 3 ways that we can go ahead and enter our sandwich that we're about to make. Okay, the first way is the easiest and quickest way, which is the barcode scan, which is found at the top in those 4 little options that you have. All the way to the left, you have barcode scan right there. And then we can go ahead and scan this barcode right here. And then it opens up this section. Okay, so this is white bread Italian style, which is exactly what is written at the front right there. And now it is able to tell us all of its info, all of its nutritional value. Okay, so in the serving size, it says for 1 slice and 1 serving, so that means 1 slice, there are 90 calories, 17 grams of carbs, 1 grams of fat, and 3 grams of protein. Okay, that makes sense. Now, if I go into the serving size, select that option, I do have different options in terms of how I want to be able to measure the food. Either that's going through 1 slice, or if I have a scale and I want to weigh the bread, you could do per every 36 grams or every 1 gram. Okay, now the easiest way for this would be the 1 slice, right? So then from there, you're also going to select the amount of servings. Now in a sandwich, typically we have 2 servings of 1 slice. We have 2 slices, right? So for 2 slices, there are 180 calories, 34 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fat, 6 grams of protein. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and enter that into our day. Boom, now we could see that in the breakfast section, we have the white bread Italian style. We had 2 slices. It's 180 calories, which is found all the way on the right. And now if I were to go select it, again, it just opens up that same menu we just had, where it goes a bit more into depth in terms of its macronutrients. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and click that back button. Now we got to enter the ham. So for the ham, we're going to go ahead and click on add food again, but this time we're going to enter this ham a different way. Okay, so obviously we could select the barcode and go ahead and scan it again, and boom, see how quick that was? But we're not going to do it that way this time. This time we are going to go ahead and manually enter this food. Now this can take a long time depending on how accurate you are with it. So you could select the barcode and enter manually the barcode here. So at the bottom part of every barcode, there's always a series of numbers. So we're going to go ahead and enter those numbers. 0597 5974 9984 16, and then there's a 4. That should work. All right, boom. So now it gave me the exact thing that we are eating. Okay, now that's another way you can do it, right? And if I check mark it, perfect. All right, we got it. Now let's say we don't have the barcode and we can't scan it. Okay, So we're going to go ahead and delete this. The way I did that is I press the edit at the top left button, top left corner, select the breakfast, or you can manually select white bread in Italian style. And then we're going to go ahead and press the delete at the top right button, and boom, that deletes it for your day. Okay, now we're going to go back to add food. We're going to also re-enter the sandwich, but now there's a different way you can do it. Let's say we have the sandwich regularly, okay, and we're kind of tired of always having to scan the barcode or always doing the same thing over and over and over again. Well, we can create a recipe, okay? The way we create the recipes, there's two ways. You go to My Meals, and this is if you want to share it with other people. We can already see that we have the sandwich already there, but let's say we're going to recreate it. So we're going to do Create Meal. We're going to add a picture of it. So I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of the bread and the ham. All right. Boom. We're going to call it Marcus Amazing Sandwich. All right. We can decide to make it public or make it friends or only me. So you could completely choose. I don't mind sharing with the public. Why not? And now we're going to add items to this meal. So now let's say we don't have the barcode and we're not able to scan it as fast as that is. Well, we could also search for the food. Okay, so this is where you do want to be typically pretty accurate with the way that you're going to describe the food to the app, so that way it'll find it for you a lot faster. Okay, so it is called the Selection Black Forest Smoked Ham. All right, now let's see. If I were to check in the back here, for 4 slices, there are 60 calories on its nutritional value. And the first one that we see here, Selection Black Forest Smoked Ham, 4 slices for 1 serving, 60 calories. So we could see that it's matching everything that it's telling me there. So that must be the right one, right? So we're going to go ahead and add it, all right? So now if I go back into my recipe that I'm creating, the ham is in it. Now we got to add the bread. So at the bottom part, it says add food all the way at the bottom of the screen. So now we're going to go ahead and add the bread. Same thing. Let's say I don't have the barcode. Well, we can go ahead and try and see what this is. So Italian style white bread. Let's go ahead and write that. So it is from Selection again. Italian style white bread. Perfect. So for 1 slice, if I were to check its nutritional value, for 2 slices, 180 calories. Now, if I see here, for 1 slice, there's 90 calories. Do that times 2, that's 180 calories. So that must be the right one as well. And now we need 2 slices because we're making a sandwich. Boom. All right, that is now added. And now we can see here that in my recipe, everything is good. But what is a good sandwich without mayo, right? Now, I don't have any mayo here with me, so we're going to have to find an overall consensus of what the app thinks is right. The way we're going to do that, we're going to go back to add food. We're going to write mayonnaise, right? All right. Now, in the best match, typically, that is the one you want to select, okay? So best match, mayonnaise for 1 tablespoon, which is what I use in my sandwiches. It has 94 calories, 0.1 grams of carbs, 10.3 grams of fat, and 0.1 grams of protein. Everything looks good there. It will give you a bit more info, but yeah, like over here, it gives you all of its nutritional values there. And let's say this is the one. We're going to select it, add it. All right, now our recipe is done. So we're going to go ahead and save that. And now we have it. In the My Meal section, we have the Marcus Amazing Sandwich, and we can go ahead and log that into our day. Boom, and now it automatically put it for me in my day, right? And let's say I'm going to have the same thing tomorrow, right? Well, I could go to the top of the screen and click that little arrow that moves to tomorrow, go here, go to My Meals, and enter this sandwich manually, right? The other way I could also do it is to go back to today, press the edit at the top left corner. We're going to select the breakfast, and we're going to copy it to tomorrow's date and do that. So now if I click back on the arrow that moves it to tomorrow, it is here, all right? Perfect. So that is how you log in your food, create a recipe, right? And the other option you can do is you go to add food and you could even create a recipe here, all right? This one goes more into depth. This one is not shared with other people, so this one's just for you, All right. Now let's say we want to create the recipe. The title, we're going to call it Marcus Awesome Sandwich. All right. How many people does it serve? It serves me. So it serves one person. One. All right. Perfect. Now we're going to click that add ingredient. Now this menu looks a bit different, but it works the same way as the other menu we saw before. So you can scan the barcode. We're going to go ahead and do that now. Boom. Scan the barcode. It has all of its nutritional values there, as well as the serving size. So for every 2 slices, it has this. Now we're going to put 4 slices in our sandwich. So we're going to go ahead and change that 1 and do 2, because 2 times 2 equals 4. And then we're going to go ahead and do that. Now we're going to add another ingredient. We're going to go ahead and scan our bread. Perfect. And now we're going to have 2 slices, not 12, 2 slices. Perfect. All right. And boom, that is done. And now we're going to go ahead and save that. And now we have the Marcus Awesome Sandwich. We could also log in for our day. Boom. Now let's say for lunch, we're having the same thing. Well, now we have it either in the My Meals, we have it there, and we also have it in the My Recipes, which is right here. Now I did realize I forgot to log in the mayo, which is why the calories are slightly off, but typically it would be the same amount. All right. And it's also telling me, hey, good job. This food is high in protein. So that's how you log in your food. Now for the last part, which is the part that you see when you first open the app, is your summary of the day. Now that we know what everything is, this page here should look a lot simpler for you. So this is the summary of what you've eaten and how many calories you have left to eat in the day, right? Now the rest are all premium features, but really all you need is that. You could create habits throughout the app. It also log in your steps for you. So whenever your phone is in your pocket, it'll do it that way. Or if you connect your Garmin or your Apple Watch to it, it'll also track it that way. It tracks your weight loss, obviously, and then tracks your steps there as well. And then through the Discover page here is where you're able to track your sleep, check out the recipes, check out your workouts. You could sync your devices, right? So these are like little shortcuts for you to be able to do that. Find your friends, and then a community as well. All right. So that is the overall overview of how the app works. You can add it to breakfast, lunch, dinner, and your snacks, as well as you could add your exercises you did throughout the day, and you could even log in your water. So let's say you have a cup of water, you could add water. You could say add 2 cups. You could also enter manually your cups here, or 1 cup, boom, log it, and then you have your water there. All right. And let's say we're done for the day, right? So let's go to yesterday's day where I ate quite a bit, and we go to complete diary, right? Boom, complete diary, perfect. So now it's going to tell me that if I were to eat like today for the next 5 weeks, I would weigh 179.5 pounds, which is closer to the goal that I want to attain. Considering I'm 193 pounds right now, that means I would lose close to 12 pounds in the next 5 weeks, which is a lot, but that's good. I want to be 175 pounds. So that is perfect. And now we can do back to diary, and that's that. All right. And it also does keep track of a little streak every time you do log in your food and every time that you complete your diary. So it's a nice way to also motivate you to continue using the app. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. We went through a quick summary on how to use MyFitnessPal, how to log in your food, how to enter your current physical traits, and how to create a goal for yourself as well. If you guys did enjoy today's video, it'd mean the world to me if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It would allow me to make more content like this and possibly increase the amount of content that I make as well. So again, it's been your boy MJ, and stay happy and healthy. Peace.